Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 28. This is a damn good book. Do you ever expect me to say, like, is everybody just tuning in just to be like, one of these days, Professor Bill's going to have a problem with this Amazing Spider-Man book and he's just going to attack? Nah, it's still another good book. And one of the best things about it is that the humor just feels so cyclic. Here's the joke. Something happens, it's actually just a setup. You think it's funny, ha ha, told, no. And then later on, kabam, it comes back and hits you from behind. It's probably the only real surprise in this book. That's cool. That's perfectly cool. But there's a whole bunch of unanswered questions that happen in here. It's cool how the book is written in a way that unanswered question after unanswered question, and yet they don't feel like hanging plot points because you know they're going to be gotten to eventually. How is it that I read this entire book and I completely forgot about Kindred? You know what I'm saying? It's literally not until this very second that I start, cycling through my head. What about some of those other hanging plot threads? Oh, yeah, Kindred. What about this guy? Whatever, man. It'll come when it comes. It'll come on its own natural progression. Guys, let's get talking about who made this amazing comic book, and we'll talk a little bit more about the comic book itself. This issue, Who Run the World, Part 3. Nick Spencer is the writer. Kev Walker on these beautiful pencils. John Dell doing the ink. Laura Martin and Andrew Crossley doing the colors. VC's Joe Caramagna on letters. And you know you're a badass when you got a name that sounds like Magnum condoms. Don't make this weird. Don't make this weird. Just think about it for a second and just move on with your life. All right? We got Ryan Otley and Nathan Fairbairn doing the covers. Anthony Gambino doing the design. Stan Lee created Spider-Man with Steve Ditko on pencils. So, what is the nature of a sociopath? This is a psychopathy, and right now in this book, nobody's got it worse than freaking the Beetle. She is a narcissist, she's a psychopath, and Kev Walker has got that on her face big time. And she must be some fine piece of, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm about to say now. Because Robbie Robinson is just like, dude, this dude is genuinely scared. Like, look, I think everybody's had that kind of creepy ex. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. You've had that creepy ex who, like, stalks you and calls you up after you break up and hangs up just to see, like, how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they must be crying in their pillow every night, but they call you up just to see, is this person sad also? You know who's calling. It's like, it's called caller ID. Why would somebody call my job with a blocked phone number and just hang up on me? I'm saying. So we've all had that happen before at some point, right? This one, she's the type that'll cut the ass out of your boxer drawer, send you to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, she got me back. Like, oh my God. Like, just terrible, horrible, mean things. And that's the type of person she is. And that's the way she comes off. The art in this depicts her personally. Dude, ignore the words if you need to, because you understand what's happening in this comic book just by looking at the art. That's how good this is. Kev Walker, effing amazing job. The whole art team. Because, I mean, pencils are good and the ink comes along, they screw the whole damn thing up. You can be like, what is this? It's blotches everywhere. No, everybody did a good job, all right? Everybody did a good job. And just look at it in general. There are some artists back in the day, I know these are some of the pictures you've already seen. There's some artists back in the day who complained about backgrounds and whatnot. Like, oh, don't bother doing backgrounds, they're stupid and whatnot. And most of us would sit there and say, well, no, that's stupid. Why would you not do backgrounds? Backgrounds make a comic book. Go ahead. Find me a background in this. Oh, wait, look, there's a wall at one point, like a corner of a wall. Dude, the art is so mesmerizing. Looking at the faces, you might forget there's no damn background in this book. A wall. Wow. Dude, this is good. This is really good. How immersive the characters are. You don't care about what else is happening around you because it's not important here. They're focusing on what's important. So there is no distraction in the art. Here's the art. Bam! Read the story. I love that. Absolutely love that about this. And you'll notice that all throughout the book. You still have great color. You got two colorists in the book. You might as well. You still have great colors in the background. You know what I'm saying? And the whole book, it just looks great. I love this. Fred Myers has a secret. We thought that his letter to the Kingpin about, hey, Tubby, I got your stuff. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, ha ha ha. Well, it turns out there's another note. I don't know what's on this note. It's another one of those hanging plot threads. It's cool. It's cool that it'll come in its own due time. But he's got some kind of a note that was able to change the mind of his kidnappers. Mind you, his kidnappers, who are backstabbing, betraying mother effers, especially the Beetle, please refer to my previous mention of this person's psychopathic state. Anyway, yeah, she's got some kind of a stupid plan that winds up betraying everybody, but she's honest enough in order to gaslight them and change their minds and say, well, we got to do this now because this is her agenda is able to change when she sees something better. It's that low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how gorgeous that top one is. If I got to get a ladder to get that one, but this one I could just reach, exactly. That's who she is. And Fred Meyers, Boomerang, is playing off of that perfectly. It's awesome. There's some North Jersey that I get from my family. It's awesome. Anyway, what do you call it? This whole book is good, and I can't wait to see what it is that like it's just a little reminder from an earlier book. What exactly does Fred Meyers have that Kingpin needs so desperately? Has something to do with his wife. You know what I'm saying? It's got something to do with that. So what could it possibly be? I don't know, but it's leading me on and making me forget about all the other little stuff that's talked about, and then just we'll talk about it later. Trust me. No, I do. And when the stuff comes up, it's just, oh! And that's how you make a book. One of my favorite scenes here has to be this part here, where again, no background, where he's talking about, hey, Kingpin, you made all those important bits, like, I'm a genius, saying chemistry, and when I'm a genius, I made my own web fluid. I'm a genius when it comes to web fluid. And he's talking to a genius of finance and just enough of the law. Mind you, that's also what Beetle does. But these two geniuses talking to each other in different fields. And what happens? He's like, oh, you made this big public campaign about how you and I are friends. We're all like honoring each other and whatnot. Yeah, so you can't have your soldiers attack me, who are made up of local police and probably some Hydra agents if you're paying attention to Rosenberg's Punisher book. And, it's a SWAT team and anti-hero stuff. You can't have these guys attack me because you made a public campaign that we're friends. Kingpin stops and thinks for like a second. And he's like, I think that Boomerang has hit Spider-Man with one of his hypno-rangs. There's no such thing as a hypno-rang. There's no such thing as a hypno-rang. I memorized all of the stupid boomerangs, there's 7 of them, that Boomerang has, because if you ever saw the old, or played, I hope you played, the old Marvel Superheroes Advanced Role-Playing Game System, Boomerang is one of the characters there. He does not have a freaking hypno-rang. I don't think that came out anytime recently. No, there is no hypno-rang. There's just him. No. So Kingpin just thought that stuff up on the spot. That's good. That's some really fancy footwork for a big guy. That was good. That's a mental juggling right there. That was good. He's like, you're going to want to take him down quickly for his own sake. Wow. This is a good book. I love the constant betrayals, and Fred Meyers, his superpower is not throwing things, and being a baseball pitcher. That's Lester. that's Bullseye. And one of these days, these two will probably go at it, and it'll probably be bad for Fred, but it'll be fun to watch. Wouldn't that be a good comic book? You know what I'm saying? Just make it a one-shot. And wouldn't it be cool? Call it One Shot, One Kill. But, no, his real power is his mouth. Just mouthing off and just blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. And he gets people to do what he wants. Usually, he gets somebody to do what he wants. I love this. This is one of the best books out there. How come this wasn't nominated for one of the best continuing series? I just don't understand that. Each issue, continuously, it's fantastic. And I love reading this stuff. One of my favorite books to get to. I always know it's going to be good. I just covered Spider-Man's face. That's the money shot, people. That's the money shot. Professor Bell Comic Book University. Remember those Magnum condoms I was talking about? Don't make it weird. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.